What is going on, guys? Jacob here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate. The Miami Dolphins do not go with a wide receiver, which I know a lot of y'all wanted to see. I know Donovan wanted to see. He was texting me all the way up to pick 21. All the picks that went off the board was just nonstop talking about how he wanted Adonai Mitchell. I wanted Brian Thomas. I didn't think we were going to get either of them. I didn't think that was the direction the Dolphins were going to go. And ultimately, that is what happened with the Miami Dolphins going with Chop Robinson, edge rusher, out of Penn State. 21 years old at the 21st overall pick. He's 6'3", 250 pounds at the edge position, and is definitely going to be a project for this Miami Dolphins team. In college, only had 6 sacks, spent time with Maryland his freshman year, and then between his sophomore and junior year, only 4 more sacks. Young guy is going to take a lot of development to be amongst the best edge rushers in the NFL, and there definitely is a wide scale of where Chop Robinson could end up being as a pro. You take a look at his analysis coming into the draft, and everybody is raving about his athletic ability, his explosiveness, his speed, his ability to get into the backfield when he's able to get to his best move. However, there is some weaknesses when it comes to anything beyond what he wants to do in his first year. You do see a little bit of drop off in his production, and his numbers just don't really scream first round pick. They don't really scream somebody to be excited about coming in. But like I mentioned, he's going to definitely be a project. You look at all the positive things about what people are saying about Chop Robinson, and he certainly can be a very good player in this league. Possesses rare explosiveness and speed to overwhelm blockers across from him, able to do battle with big tackles and still set a firm edge. Wicked pursuit speed, reduces space for outside runners and quarterbacks. When he is humming, he was one of the best edge rushers in college football last year. Only 4 sacks, but that clearly doesn't tell the full story of the impact that he has on a football field. He is going to have to develop his game, though, now that he moves to the pro. You look at some of these weaknesses that scouts have talked about with him. Relatively modest production totals relative to elite traits, which is pretty much everything I've talked about so far. You know he's a good athlete. You know that he has this upside. However, just we have not seen the end product like one would want. Needs to work on technique and hand usage for block take-ons. Inconsistent keeping feet under his pads, leading to slippage. We're looking at some technique issues. We're looking at form issues. We're looking at things that, quite frankly, can be fixed with coaching, but one way or another, they will have to be fixed. And we know Miami Dolphins, as I've been talking about for over the last few weeks now, it would be a very smart decision for the Dolphins at some point in this draft, ideally in one of your first 2 picks, to address the edge position. You look at the breakdown of NFL roster, you want your quarterback, you want somebody to throw to, for him to throw to. You want somebody protecting him. And then definitely next in line, if not even more so than the last 2, you want somebody who can be able to harass the opposing team's quarterback. The Miami Dolphins have a clear need at the edge position. There are injuries on this team which are going to be question marks in headlines for the remainder of the offseason, all the way up until week 1. And likely at the very least with one of Jalen Phillips or Bradley Chubb, you're likely going to the season without one of them playing at the very least week 1. We'll see what happens further on, but I can't imagine having both of them. At the very least, I can't imagine having both of them fully 100%. And we've also talked about how after next season, the Miami Dolphins have it out with Bradley Chubb, and you might want to go, as if you're the Dolphins, go and take a look at this year's draft to find somebody to replace him now, get him in the building now, start the project now, and be ready for when you eventually, potentially, let Bradley Chubb walk. That is what is going to have to happen here with Chop Robinson. It is going to be a project. He is going to require adequate coaching. He's going to require advice from other edge rushers on the team. And you see edge rushers in all walks of their NFL life on this team with Shaq Barrett, the experienced guy, has won a Super Bowl. You look at Bradley Chubb, already got his first real big contract. And then you have Jalen Phillips, who is working his way to that first contract, still on his rookie deal, only drafted a few years ago. You have experience from all walks of an NFL life with the edge rushers currently on this team, and then you're bringing in an entirely new defensive staff, a younger defensive staff, to try to work with some of your younger guys on this team. I have reason to be confident that the Miami Dolphins will be able to correct some of these issues that they had in the defense previously, and then also develop some of these younger guys. I'm excited to see what Chop Robinson does. He is a big question mark. We don't know if he will ever reach the level of production that is seen with his ability on tape and what we know he can do, his explosiveness. During the combine, his athletic metrics were incredible. It was such a large difference, the results in his athletic testing versus what we see in his height, what we see on the scales, what we see with his hands. His height, only 6'3", is below 50 percentile. All these numbers about just natural things about his body are in the lower, there are at best in the 32nd percentile. Height, weight, hands, and his arms are all well below average at his position coming to the draft. But then you look at his athletic ratings. His 40 was in the 99th percentile. His shuttle run was in the 80th. The 10-yard was in the 97th. You look at what he can actually do when he's given these tests, and hopefully when he's on a football field, you could potentially have a monster on your hands. Or you could have a guy that never appropriately develops and is washed out of the league in a few years. There is a wide range of outcomes when it comes to Chop Robinson, but that is what we will find out in the years to come. He is the newest member of the Miami Dolphins. I'm excited. This is a position that I knew going into this we needed to take care of. We did that, and now potentially see wide receiver, offensive lineman, offensive tackle, whatever it may be. We will find out in the picks in days to come. Are you excited about this pick? Again, pretty excited. Would have been nicer to get a wide receiver just in terms of getting the juices going, but position of need, clearly talented player. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, as well as what you would like to see throughout the remainder of this draft for the Miami Dolphins. Let us know down below in the comments. You know what to do with all down there. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Appreciate y'all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.